Hello friends, welcome to Apex Chess Academy. Today's our topic is dealing with the passive play. We know that lots of players are just playing for draw and they just satisfied with draw. So they are playing very passively. But today we are going to see one game and we learn how to deal with such kind of players with example of world champion, current world champion Magnus Carlsen. But the game which we are going to check, which is from 2005, where he was not world champion but still he had a quality of outplaying his opponent of his passive play. We'll just speak the initial position for the blind player. White king g2, queen f3, bishop c6, h2, g3, f2, b5, a2. Black king g7, queen d4, bishop b6, h7, g6, f7, e6, a7. And here it was black to play, and it looks like it's totally equal because of opposite color bishop, but still queen is on the board. And now we'll see that the difference in attitude, basically the black is trying to win in this position while white is just trying to make a draw. So I'm not saying that it's very easy to make a draw, because white has some tough job because his f2 is totally under pressure, and it's not possible to improve his own pawn majority, which is basically on queen side. So if white wants to push his pawn majority, white has to play a4 and a5, but it's not very easy to play a5 after a4. While black has a pawn majority on king side, where black has potential to play f5, e5, e4. And again, remember the Capablanca's rule. What is the Capablanca's rule is, when we are playing with the pawns, we should put the pawns in such a way that it should be an opposite color of its own bishop, and it should be on the same color of your opponent's bishop. That means here black should put pawns on light squares. So let's start with this game and let's check how the Carlsen outplayed his opponent with the black pieces in this position. Here black played the first move f5. That looks really great to me because it basically stops opponents any kingside counterplay. And here his intention is to play e5 and e4. Now let's say white should try maybe h4, e5, queen e2 and e4. This should have been tried, but on move number 33 white played queen e2. Now e5, and again I would say that white should play some active moves like queen c2 with the idea of a4, and at least you should keep your pawn on a4 with and the queen on c2, where you have some chances to play a5 in future. But here white thought that okay, he's just satisfied with the draw, and the queen on e2 is basically defending the b5 pawn, a2 pawn and f2 pawn. King is safe on g2, and the bishop on c6 can simply move to b7 and c6. So here after bishop to b7, now white's intention is clear. White just want to make few moves like bishop b7, bishop c6, and checking how black is going to improve. So you can pause the video and try to find out the plan for black. That's so called a to-do list for black. So I always ask my student to make a to-do list when we are making a plan. So here just pause the video and try to find out the best plan is black. Okay, so here the best plan is, again we should put the pawns on a light square. So after say e4, bishop c6, now the Carlsen didn't stop, but he continued with the move king f6. Now he's improving his king as well once he has improved his pawn up to e4, because let's say after bishop b7, now he's trying to centralize his king with the move king e5. Of course we should use our king as a piece in endgame. So here Carlsen played king f6, king e5, bishop c6, and now again try to pause and find out the best move. So here g5, this is another beautiful move. His intention is not only f4, but he may think about g4, which is again a very good idea. Let's say after bishop b7, so we can easily see that white is not trying to push his queen side pawns, but in fact white is just playing very passively with the move simply bishop c6 and bishop b7. But how to improve? This is also a question, right? So here, what if f4, what if g4? Now if we are playing say f4, after gf4 there are lots of checks possible to the black's king, and that's why Carlsen played the move g4. And now what? How to improve next after bishop c6? So again try to find out the best move as black. Here black played another good move. Start with the move h5, and I think this is the last chance for white to react actively, and should play at least h4 in order to stop black's h4 and h3. But white continued playing bad moves, and white played bishop e8 and now h4. And the point is you cannot take, otherwise in future even black can achieve f4 as well. There are lots of passed pawns. h4 pawn is somehow weak, and you can easily get the pawn back whenever you want. So now after h4, now finally white played the move queen e1, but okay, this is not going to help anyhow. Excuse me. So h3 check, king g1, and now there are a few ways to continue, either queen d3 or queen b2. Carlsen choose the move queen b2. Now bishop c6, now queen into a2. So okay, it's difficult to defend this pawn anyhow, because say after queen b2 we are attacking the a2 pawn. We just keep an eye on the f2 pawn still. And the another point behind queen e2 is not just only to take the a2, but black prepares the move e3, and now we can easily understand that f e3 is not possible because of queen g2 mate, and that's what the point of queen b2, not only eyeing on a2 but it's eyeing on g2, so which is so called x-ray eye, right? So Carlsen has of course this thing in mind. And now white played bishop c6, black simply take on a2, and now white still keeps playing passively with the move bishop b7. Now queen b2, just keeping the queen on a dark square so that there is no problem whatsoever on dark squares, stopping even say not allowing even queen b4. But anyhow queen b4 is not possible because f2 was hanging, so white has to just wait. After queen b2, bishop c6, now bishop d4, bishop e8, and now finally black played e3, and still we can see that fe3 is not possible because of queen g2 checkmate. And if you are playing some moves like king f1, just king f6, coming out of this pin, so that now we are ready to take on f2 either with the queen or with the pawn, depends on the situation. But normally we are trying to take it on f2 with let's say queen, and we'll try to exchange the queen and win easily. That's what happened in game. So we'll see how black won. So after queen e2, queen c1 check. Okay, so it's possible to take on e2, but again you see the precise way to play, because if you are exchanging the queen on e2, white's king is a bit improved, but as compared to say queen c1 check and queen e1, now if you take on e1, white's king is on e1, not on e2. And after taking on e1, black simply took on f2 check, king f1, and now again pause the video and find out the best move. So how to win, because black is 2 pawns up, but still it's an opposite color bishop. So how to win? So now f4, creating a passed pawn. So after g4, gf4, just king f5. Now the idea is next move king into f4, so bishop f7, king into f4, and now white resigned. Now why white resigned? There are a few ways to win. One is just move your king somewhere and try to play bishop e5 and just take on h2. And if opponent takes on f2, but still after taking on h2 we have two connected pass pawns, which simply wins, because two connected pass pawns cannot stop, I mean bishop and king cannot stop this pawn, especially when we have the pawns on a light squares when opponent has light square bishop. So which is winning. Another way is say g3. After g3, king g3, now our idea is to play h2, and if white manages to put his bishop on d5, still will start marching our king to c5, and b5 is hanging, so white has to play bishop c6, but still we can just play a1, give a pawn. When the bishop takes on a1, we just play king into b5, and then the principle of one diagonal is no more possible. Our pawn on a7 will start marching, even let's say after king, for example, let's say I'm talking about the another way of winning. If after say g3 takes king g3, if bishop comes to d5, we'll try to put our king on c5, and whenever white put a bishop on c6, we just throw our a pawn to a5, and white cannot go for end pass because the bishop on c6 is hanging. And if white is not taking on a6, I mean by through end pass, but then our a pawn will simply march, and which is also winning. So we simply breaks the principle of one diagonal, and after a5 it's winning, right? So that's why here white resigned. And hope you have enjoyed this video of beating the passive play. If you are not subscribed to my channel, you just click to subscribe button for future videos as well by clicking on the notification bell. Thank you friends, thank you very much. Stay tuned for future videos. Thank you.